In today's video, we'll talk about PlanetHoster, and basically I'll give you a full review so you'll actually know if it's worth signing up before you spend a single cent on the website itself. In this video, we'll talk about the pricing, features, and give you an honest final verdict before you spend a single cent on PlanetHoster. And lastly, before we dive in, if you want to follow along and try PlanetHoster for yourself, the link is going to be on the description box below. You can also use the code PHA-HELLOO at checkout for the 15% off your purchase. That's the exclusive to this video. Now let's get into it. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is, of course, pricing. Now, PlanetHoster offers different pricing plan. Basically, their entry level is the no plan option. The mid tier is going to be their Word or Web Project Standard or the World plan. And a reseller option is open for agencies. Now, compared to its competitors like SiteGround or Bluehost, basically, the price to resources ratio is noticeably better, especially on the world plan itself right here. So you could start as low as $10 per month. For the next one, we have 15, 25, and basically more. And from there, let's talk about their features using this comparison table. Now on paper, basically the world plan gives you unlimited websites. We have unlimited SSD and a dedicated CPU and RAM resources. Most shared hosts throttle you silently. Basically, PlanetHoster actually publishes their specs. That's the transparency that we don't often see at this specific price points. Now in here for PlanetHoster, we have 8 vCPU. For Bluehost, we have the standard CPU. Basically, it's optimized for Pro. And for SiteGround, we have the shared CPU setting. For RAM, it's using 16 gigabytes for the resource pool. For Bluehost, it's basically unspecified. And for SiteGround, it's going to be really low with shared approximately around 2 gigabytes of RAM. For SSD, we have 10 gigabytes of NVMe, scalable to 100 gigabytes and above. For Bluehost, we have unlimited. And lastly, for SiteGround, we have 20 gigs of an SSD average storage. And for bandwidth, we have unlimited for PlanetHoster. For Bluehost, we have unmetered. And for SiteGround, it's going to be the same for unmetered with 40,000 visits per month. And so the specs, the features, and the pricing sound solid on paper, but does it actually stand out in the real world? Let's go ahead and find out. And so I've run a live test on Pingdom.com and GTmetrix for both PlanetHoster and WordPress. And this is the result that we got. For load time, I have it under 2 seconds. And for the performance grade, we have 90 plus right here. And if we navigate through something like WordPress, it's going to be 743 millisecond. And the performance grade is going to be C at 74. Now, when it comes to the GTmetrix, the PlanetHoster comes in with 99% performance, 97% structure, and we have 626 millisecond. Now for WordPress, it's going to be a little bit slower at 706 milliseconds, structure at 97%, and the performance at 100%. So when it comes to this, as you can see, it's really applicable for the real world scenarios. And of course, now let's take a look at and compare the control panels. Now, basically for PlanetHoster, it gives us access to the cPanel and WHM. You've got a one-click WordPress install in here. And basically we have some free SSL, a website builder or an email account builder, and their own Immunify system or security suite is basically built in. Now, the interface in here is really clean and it's not really overwhelming for beginners. Now, I've easily navigated through their control panels easily, even though this is my first time using their control panel. Basically, when it comes or when comparing to cPanel, it's going to be a little bit similar, but when it comes to RNOC, which comes in with PlanetHoster, I believe it's a lot beginner friendly and you could easily navigate through their webpage right here. And of course, I've also tested out their support. Now, it comes to this by opening the live chat menu mid-afternoon. Response time was under 2 minutes, so that's really, really quick. And the agent answered a technical questions accurately without making me feel rushed. That's a green flag. Basically, a lot of budget host falls hard on this specific category. Now, it's as easy as navigating through the support button. It's going to be this specific button right here. And then inside, we have the ability to click on our tickets, create a post, and finally remote access that specific support ticket. Now, while we're at it, I've also researched about the uptime for PlanetHoster, and basically they have 99.9% uptime SLA. Now, basically when it comes to this one, this is where they really shine because they guarantee once again 99.9% uptime, and from the data that I have gathered, I tracked over 30 days that they hit it. Their server locations in North America, Europe, and Africa gives them a solid global coverage. Basically, it's a huge bonus if you have an international audience and then you have this guaranteed 99.9% uptime. And so once again, the link is going to be on the description box below. You can make sure to check it out if you want to try PlanetHoster, and you can just use the code PHA-HELLOO. Now it will give you 15% off your purchase. So now let's get into the final verdict of the video. So I have my notes here for my final verdict. Basically, is PlanetHoster worth it? Now, for small businesses, bloggers, developers, and agencies, basically the answer is going to be a lot yes. Now, especially if you grab the link on the description box below, which is going to be once again and lastly PHA, that's HELLOO for 15% off. It's going to be totally worth it. You don't want to wait until your site is slowed down or your host lets you down. Basically, you could start now by launching it now. We have perfect setups that doesn't exist that you have the ability to launch within a few clicks and a few minutes. What matters most is getting started. Once again, the link is going to be on the description in order to finally start your web page, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.